Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Zane. I've got another little quick speed build here for you. This one is for a renovation actually for the Catscratch Cottage in Brindleton Bay out on the pier, dock, port, whatever word you want to use for it. But I've been wanting to do this one for a long time, just because I really don't like the house that came with the game with the weird little things on the roof, and it just the whole house is just kind of a mess. So I wanted to give it a little more character, give it a bit more depth, shape, make it a little more interesting. I think for the packs I just used cats and dogs, and I believe it's Spooky Day for the wooden floors out there outside to try to match the docks. That's the closest one that I could find in the game. So that's in there. So if you don't have Spooky Day, you can still download it. You just have to replace that flooring with something else. But I'm pretty sure everything else is just base game and cats and dogs, if I remember correctly. I can check when we do our little tour at the end. But as you can see, I fiddled around with the outside for a lot. I moved the chimney. I end up moving the whole house actually to the other side of the lot. So can't really do that in a real life renovation. But I mean, it's The Sims. You can do what you want. But yeah, I definitely fiddled around with the roof and the porches and the outside and just everything for a long time. And I ended up cutting out parts of it. I know I cut out the upstairs bathroom because I basically just did the same thing in the downstairs little half bath. But it is just the one bedroom, 1.5 baths, and I mean, it's for Catarina and her 4 cats. So you don't really need too many bedrooms or too many bathrooms, but I definitely tried to put a lot of stuff in there for the cats with cat beds and things like that so that they would have their own little spaces. But I had a lot of fun actually with that side yard and moving it. I do that towards the end of the build, or I might have cut it out. I know at one point when I was recording this, the software I was using to try to record kept going in and out and in and out. So there are definitely parts of it that are cut, just because it just unfortunately didn't record. But that's just life. Sometimes computers like to have their problems. But yeah, I tried to keep a lot of the furniture that she had for the downstairs. I know I kept like the cabinets, and I think I just changed the color. All I did realize that the game came shipped with the lower cabinets and the upper cabinets being the same type but different swatches, which was just, I don't know. I had a moment, a moment of just like rage when I saw that. It was just like, guys, what? How could I don't know how you missed that. I don't know how they missed some of the other things that they've missed, like with in Glimmerbrook, like with that house that has the staircase on the back that just leads to nowhere because there's no door or anything else. And I don't know. I don't know how they don't see these things beforehand, but yeah, we're moving on to the kitchen here. I kept it pretty simple. I wanted to do something a little interesting. I did put a bunch of these crates outside just because, you're on a port dock shipping area. Maybe she works for, I don't know, does she actually have a job in game? I've never actually played with her in her house just because I didn't want to deal with all the cats. I've already got quite a few cats that I live with now, and that's more than enough to try to keep up with. I've actually got a few of them here wandering around because one of them slept through playtime and she's very upset about it. And she's, an hour and a half after the actual playtime that I usually do when I get done with work. So she's quite upset with me, but we'll probably do a little more playtime here when I'm done with this voiceover. What do you think, Luna? I don't know. She's mad at me. But, that's the life of the cats. But anyway, back to the actual build. Um, yeah, I ended up switching those rugs out. I think I switched the flooring too. I know I went back and forth with where the blue is on the walls right now because I ended up in the like living room area. I changed like the whole color scheme and got rid of the darker wood and went with one of the lighter ones, and ended up switching out the flooring and like the archway colors and things like that. Tried to tried to brighten it up a little bit since the outside is so brown and gray and gloomy. Oh, and that staircase. Yeah, I had fun messing around with the railing, going around that, and the space in the hallway. Um, Cut part of that out, but there was still a little bit of it in there. As you can see, the outside is mostly done, and for the most part, I kept her bedroom and the bathroom, and all the rooms really are in the same place. There's just a little more space, a little more shape and depth to the outside, gave it a little more character, and I loved getting to use that fireplace. I don't think I've ever really used it before, just because it's so much bigger since it's the three tiles, and it's just a lot harder to fit it into some of the other builds that I do when you do, just like a generic suburban house or something like that. And it's definitely not something I usually put in there just because it takes up so much space and it's just so massive. Like, it's the centerpiece. I know I ended up trying to put a TV on it and I just gave up because I didn't want to deal with trying to alt place it where the mirror is, and it kept, jumping back to the wall and all that. The same with those curtains where they're just slightly too tall and slightly annoying because they're too tall. But this part here is where I started to switch up, and I went with that lighter wood tone and brightened up the staircase, the archway, and just the whole space really. Did I? Oh yeah, I went with blue tile in the kitchen. Okay, I think that's what we ended with if I remember correctly. But I did lighten up the stairs here, and then the archway, and then the pillars and the columns. Pillars, columns. Does it really matter? Are they the same thing? I don't know. Should actually look that up and see. But yeah, this house is just one I've wanted to do for a long time. I don't know. I forget what they're called, like dormers, boxes, the little things that they have on top of the roof where there's like four of them in the actual pack in the original build. I don't know. It just drove me nuts. I'm like, maybe if you put like one in the center of that roof, it would make sense. And or even like if they might have a bell tower in Debug, I don't know. But something like a bell tower, you could be like, the old shipmaster's house that's been renovated for her and all of her cats that live out on the docks. But yeah, no, with all the four, it's just a big box with a bunch of smaller boxes on top, and I hated it so much. But you can see there, I tried to keep some of the original stuff like the rug and the coffee table, um, the cat scratcher, yeah, it's the original, and like the little cat plant, I love that thing, and the stuff that's on that table. I did switch the actual table out, but I kept like the books and her little cat statue thing and different little touches like that she already had in there. Yeah, there, I switched that out for that one. I actually like to use that one a lot. It's just very pretty. But then yep, gotta put the cat toys in. Always gotta have those. I know I've got baskets of them all over the house for all the various playtimes that happen on multiple floors of the house, because I live in a townhouse, so we've got 3 floors and 5 cats, 3 of whom are siblings that we found when they were 5 weeks old. So they've pretty much known nothing else. They've always been in this house, but they are little monsters. I love them to death, but they're little monsters. So they've got play stuff on every floor of the house, and water bowls on every floor of the house, and litter boxes on every floor of the house, and they are spoiled rotten and they know it. But yeah, moving on to the bathroom, I did switch out the litter box because she's got 4 cats. We're not gonna have her spending all that time scooping the cat poop. We're gonna do the electronic, I guess it's electronic. Do the one that scoops itself, at least to a certain point, unless it breaks. And I used that little cat poster because I love it. It reminds me of all the little inspirational posters they used to have when I was in elementary school. And I don't know, I just really like it, and it's very fitting for her. And I figured, what other build am I going to use that in? Except maybe a house with like a lot of kids that like cats or something. I don't think I'll ever do a build like, oh, I won't say never. You never know. Things like that happen. And I did put some of the sunflower pictures in there to go with that little vase. I guess it's a barrel, kind of like a giant milk jug that I put in the corner by the food dishes for the cats. And I try to use those curtains for most of the downstairs, if not the most of the house. I think I used different ones in the upstairs hallway. I put like a little reading nook and one of the cat towers and just like a little like coffee table kind of setup up there. So I think I used different curtains in there because I think it ends up going with like a bluish theme upstairs. Oh, and yeah, I put giant fireplace up in her bedroom too, and had such a time figuring out how to make it fit. I did end up switching that chimney out later on. I don't know if it's actually in the build or not, but because you have to size it up, it then pokes through the wall inside, and I just didn't like how it looked when it was coming out of the top of the fireplace. So I went back and forth with that a lot here in a minute. Yeah, I tried to like raise it up on a platform, and that wouldn't work because like the roof would clip, and eventually I just gave up and put it flush against the wall and went with it. And then later on when I went back to check it out and see if there was anything I'd missed, anything I needed to add or change, or anything poking out of the walls or anything like that, I ended up switching out the top of that chimney, so that will be gone. I just used one of the base game generic ones, but I gave her a little sitting space in front of the fire, someplace she can cozy up with the cats, assuming they don't take her chair before she gets there. They like to do that, they're cats. That's their life. They see somewhere to sit, then they're gonna sit. Yeah, I put some cat trees upstairs since there's four of them. You need quite a lot of space, some bookshelves. Nothing too crazy, unlike my cats who have decided they're gonna play with each other to make up for someone missing playtime. But we'll get her some playtime here in a second. But we're almost done here with the speed build. I ended up switching out the curtains and the wall color, and I've gone with a little bit of a light blue upstairs. But we're basically done here. Just a few little finishing touches in the hallway, and we'll do a quick tour so you guys can see the house before we go. Alright guys, so here's the house from the outside. So you can see it's not too crazy, not too out of the ordinary. It matches somewhat with what it used to be. You can see all the different shipping crates, and I did use that lovely birthday hot tub they gave us last year. I figured there's not a lot of places to use it, but it matches pretty well with the brown and everything. And I put some like little fairy lights and stuff out here, and the little, I don't even know what this is called. Let's find out. The humidor shed with the little chopped up pieces of wood, a little picnic table, little planter boxes so you can do that. That's the outside, little chest table on the back with a grill. But let's get into the actual house. And of course, hello all the cats that live here. And of course there's the no dog rug, because you gotta have the no dog rug. This is a cat house, gotta have that. And through the doors. That's the living room. Someone's chilling on her computer. This is the way into the kitchen. Just a little umbrella stand, cat bed, stairs going up. And I put this little lighthouse lamp on there. I never actually used that, and I figured now was a good time because, we're on the docks, we're outside. It just makes sense. But, just little kitchen, nothing too fancy. Microwave, cat calendar, the living room with the cat toys all over the place because you get lots of cats. A little cat poster that came with the original build. A little study area back here. If she wants to paint her cats, she can paint her cats. Bathroom with the most adorable poster in the world. Nothing too crazy. Litter box. We're just gonna go up the stairs. Up. There's the upstairs. Okay. Yeah, and I added another little shelf there in the corner just because I love to use that little one. Blue curtains, little reading nook, the roof that is clipping, but we will mess with that later. And we go into the master bedroom. You come in straight to a giant cat tower because she is into her cats. And little cat scratcher. I put some different pictures up on the wall. I don't remember if that was in the speed build or not. But then there's the master bathroom through here. That is, for the most part, it's pretty similar to the one downstairs. I put like a tub and a shower. You know, you got all this space, you might as well use it. Everyone can watch you chill out in your giant, awesome tub because, you know, the windows are there. That's just kind of how it happens. Let's go through the walls. Yeah, you got a little cat nook, little reading nook, nothing crazy. Gonna go down the stairs right over the edge. Pretend like we're parkouring, and then you get a little porch on the back that goes down into the yard. Around the corner and down we go. I love this little spot out here on the docks with all the little fairy lights. Just a cute little picnic table, a hose so you can water your plants. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, that is the house. Let's put a roof back on it, and I did change that chimney up there. But yeah, that's the house. If you guys like it, let me know in the comments. If there's something else you'd want me to build, you want me to try a different renovation version for this or whatever, just leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.